For all things Halloween, this is hauntformer, and here we are again. I didn't put a title to this yet. I didn't put a thumbnail. I didn't do anything. This has all been very last minute. Today is the 7th of September, and for me, it's a late start to my village assembly of the year. I usually start a whole lot sooner than this, and I just got sidetracked with work and with writing projects and all kinds of stuff. And so here we are, 7 days into September, and I'm like, I have a free afternoon. I'm just gonna bust this out. Let's get it done. Which is not my usual. Usually I take my sweet old time. I get all of the stuff in place, but storage has been kind of crazy. Suffice it to say, all of my Limax and Spooky Village stuff got put in the storage with all of my haunt stuff, and it's all just it's kind of a mess. And so I couldn't find everything that I wanted to use for this year's Spooky Village. You understand me? So let me switch this around real quick. Okay? So here we are in sunny Florida, where it's way too hot to be thinking about autumn, even though I'm clearly already in the mood. I'm working on my room and set for Hauntober, so bear with me if my room looks somewhat like a disaster. Got Slimer and Reagan here. Got my horror books. Got my lights up here. My Bates Motel stuff. This is where I do a lot of my writing, editing, whatnot. Anyway, we're concerned with all of this mess. Whew, all of this fun stuff. Tons of it. I want to switch over to here to show you this is where my annual Halloween village goes. I bought this table actually specifically for the village. It works pretty well in the room. I use this little bench and everything for it. But this is the area I have. The place where the books is not wide enough to fit a village. I suppose I could take the record player down and add a mini village on this desk, but it's really not the same. It's not preferred. This is what I'm working with, folks. This is what I'm working with. So that makes it a little tricky. Even more tricky is the fact that I got this year sent to me wonderfully by Limax, and I did a whole video review of it, but this is one of my favorite pieces, the Air and Space Novelties Hangar Museum, full of aliens. And I don't know where to put it. I have basically no other accessories to go with it other than the other UFO. I have no cactuses, I have no sand base, I have nothing. And I feel like putting this with the fall trees and stuff, it just doesn't seem right, folks. I don't know how else to say it. It just feels like it needs to be its own village. So there may be a part 2 to this village assembly. But as of right now, we're gonna make kind of a, I don't want to say lesser village. What I want to say is it's going to be a little different this year. I don't have all the pieces that I want to do, but I wanted to focus one year on all the accessories and kind of a more spacious village. Does that check out? Does that make sense? Less dense. I really just like the idea of fine-tuning and really getting down to the details of the village. So we're going to try that out. It's a spur-of-the-moment thing. I may have to redo this in a way. I may have to make a second village. We'll see what happens. But right now, I just wanted to get crack-a-lackin' on it to give some more Limax Spooky Town content and Department 56 and all that fun stuff. So let's switch this around. And we're going to begin... Oh, sorry, hit the power button. Rookie mistake. We're going to start the process here of working on the village. Now, I'd like to get a little bit closer, if I may. As you can see, I did already put the bases down just to kind of get a little running head start. And I have some cords out. What I'd like to do is kind of put up the houses we're going to use. And I decided this year, for right now, because it's a more spacious village, we're going to use 4. One of them being the newest one for me, which is Nightmares Video. Absolutely incredible piece. I'm going to stick that right here for now in this little corner. And we're gonna see how we feel about that. Right next to it, I wanted to include the Fright Night Cinema. Lovely piece. So, if you didn't know, I'm a huge movie guy, and so obviously I wanted to show my love for the horror cinema world and include some movie tie-in ones. I noticed that the cord was dropped. Which is, oh, it's over here. Mac, it's really trying to bug me. I also have to use my absolute favorite building that I own, which is the Withered Mansion. This and the next one I'm going to show you are probably my 2 favorites, and you'll kind of see that there's a binding agent between these 2. Now this one usually has audio. I don't play the audio personally in my villages because it's a little annoying. And then finally, our beloved House of Shadows. Check it out. Boom, boom, good side, back side, front side, every side. Now, we may move around the placement of these, but for right now, I'm going to kind of have them in this configuration, okay? We're going to work from there. Now, you might be saying, hauntformer, where are all your other pieces at? 1, they're in storage. 2, I can't fit all of them. I have to be selective. And 3, some of them just need to go in a different themed area because that is not going to fit with these. So we're going to figure that out this season. But I wanted to get at least some display set up because it's already the 7th. Can you believe it, folks? That's insane. That's wild. Okay, the other thing I want to include, if I can get the camera to stay, are my lights. Love these purple lights. Now, if I can get them all undone. Normally they go around the periphery of the village. So let's see if we can make that ring true now. This is also the weirdest stream I've done for this village assembly because I always usually do the village assemblies at night, making this one just a wee bit different. But you know what? It's still fun. Hope you're all having a spooky Sunday, by the way. It is a rather frightful day so far. A little too hot out for my liking, but it is what it is. Alright, let's go ahead and how do I want to go about this? Let's see. Hopefully you can see all this action. This maction. Nah, don't laugh at that. It wasn't worthy. Now, the lights, I suppose you might be wondering, like, how does that fit into the village? It's just because it's cool. That's the bottom line. Because it's cool. And at night, this is going to look really awesome. Now, because I'm shooting this in the daytime, I will give a little... I'll turn the blinds down so we can get a little legit preview of this. What'd be cool is like that. Because this is the area that I really want to do like that. How's that look? That looks kind of cool. Yeah. We'll see how that works. That might look ugly. Does that look ugly? I've never done that before. How we feel? I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. We'll get back to that. But for now, I'm going to remove it. For now, let's just have these go loop-de-loop back. Boom. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. Okay. Now that we have the main houses down, Now we can kind of look at where do we want to go from here. Also, I noticed I'm not getting a high volume of traffic right now. Understandable, it's kind of the middle of the day. I didn't really prepare anyone for this. So make sure to go back and rewatch the highlights if you are watching it later. I love the accessories. That's one of my favorite parts of these villages, especially them trees. If you don't have trees, I really recommend you invest in them, folks. I really do. I'm going to save the graveyard for this area, and I'm going to kind of spruce, pun intended, the trees around here like so. Let's see how we're feeling here. Because I think we're going to have a little pumpkin patch area. It feels strange to have one of these villages without a farm. Because so many of my villages have been very farm-centric. And plants. Usually I have my killer plants hanging out. But we're doing it a little different this time around. I really want... These are all about balance, folks. I kind of like that. Let's keep that and see where it goes. We have a few other trees to include as well, so... One of them's this one that came in that kit that was sent to me by Lemax. And I really like this looking tree. A little more realistic than your average bear. Than your average tree. Kind of matches this house really well. Let's put it there for now. I kind of like that. Or maybe this is a cemetery tree. That could be, because it's a little more muted. Whoa! Almost just lost the whole stream. But I didn't. I would never let you go. Okay, there we go. Everyone see okay? I certainly hope so. Okay. I also have this tree. I believe this one lights up... Where is the little cord I got for it? I believe it lights up... purple? Let's find out. Yeah. Well, that's sick. That's sick. Yeah, the lights, I can't tell you how much they make a difference. Like, sometimes these villages look debatably very ugly during the day. It's like, it's similar to if you had... I want this over here, actually. Similar if you had inflatables outside, you know, and they get deflated during the day. It just looks kind of ugly. But at night, that's where they really kind of come alive. Does this have a tie-on? Yeah, I want to undo that. Might be going hauntformer. That tree kind of looks webbed up. That's because it sort of is. It's a whole string of lights just wrapped around this eeky little tree. What could be neat too is if I undid a little bit of that and had them kind of going. Let's see how this looks. If I had them going through the buildings. Like if this was like a city center. The spooky town city center. That looks semi-crappy. I don't know how I feel about that one. Let's get you in a little closer so you can see what I'm trying to work on here. Favorite time of year, baby. Favorite time of year. Does that look weird? It might look a little egregious. Bear with me. Yeah, I don't know if I like that. Revert back, tree. Revert back. Abort mission. You looked good. You looked good. Uncle Mac tried to ugly you up, but you didn't need my help. No, that sounded mean. That's not what I meant. I meant you didn't need... The beauty was inside you the whole time. That's what I meant to say. Okay, there we have the tree. Very nice, very nice. And then we have a few other trees over here as well. That's a lot of trees. We also have this tree, too, which I can't remember the color that this one lights up. Maybe it is orange. Let's see. Yeah, this is such an unorthodox way of me usually doing my villages, but we are, we're gonna go for it. Anywho. And what color does this light up? I'm gonna guess orange. Yeah, orange. Maybe that's the central tree. Maybe maybe we've been going about this Stay Puft thing all wrong. He's a sailor. He's in New York. Oh, wrong show. Wrong show, folks. And what if this is the central tree? So many trees! Oh my gosh, I've never had this problem before. I'm conflicted now. I am conflicted. Ooh, wait. Check that out. How we feeling? Huh. I know that that's like a lot of stuff in that one area, but I kind of wanted to get it deader as we go this way. And for people joining right now, we are working on my annual Spooky Village display, as you can see. Very radical indeed. Very radical. You know, I can get behind it. It's a little wild, a lot of stuff going on, but that's kind of the centralized hub area. Looks fine. We'll keep going, and then if it looks ugly and out of balance, it's all about balance with these things. If it looks out of balance, we'll adjust. Let's get some village pieces in there, shall we? Just to kind of see how we feel about things. First up, we have this haunted house sign, which is a fun one. I enjoy that one. Usually it goes kind of up here by the, well, the haunted house, of course. Usually also a recommendation I make with the villages is you have kind of an area where you put all of the electronic gunk. You know what I'm saying? Those lights clearly aren't very bright at this time of day, and also just, they probably need some batteries from last year, but you get the idea. Haunted house sign. I think that might be a good place to put the pumpkin patch, too, right in front of that house. I'll show you what I mean. I have these little trees, ding ding, too. So let's put them. I think this is all like a feels test. It's just a matter of where does it feel right, you know? Like, I want the orange to kind of end in front of this house. I want the rest to get creepy. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. I also have this piece, which is new. Hang on. Which I'd like to include in the cemetery. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there, okay? Okay. All right, thanks. I also have hay bales I bought. So these are from Michael's. Not Lemax, actually. Not Department 56, not anything. They're Ashland brand. They're Ashland brand. Bing, bing, bing. Hay bales. We're getting there. I will show you all of my pumpkins. See, because you can't do a Halloween village without pumpkin stuff. And look at all the pumpkin stuff I've got. Alright, I think the truck is a wise place to start. Oh, I honestly, I don't mind that. I don't mind that. It's a little claustrophobic. And that's the thing about this whole village being where it is. It's just the nature of it. It's just kind of claustrophobic because I have so much stuff and you're trying to pack it all in, which is cool because it makes the village really lively, but it also cramped. But you know, we move on. We continue. Here are pumpkins for sale. Ooh, I kind of like that there. Maybe this house is trying to lure in trick-or-treaters, and it actually is, like, killing people. I always like trying to come up with some kind of stupid story. We'll see what works. Well, this guy, he's kind of taking pumpkins from the place. Pumpkin guy. Maybe the scarecrow. Maybe the scarecrow's up here, actually. I've never done the pumpkins not by a farm, so this is kind of fun. You know, figuring out where they will go. That's kind of cute. I'm into that. So here we have so far. Don't worry, this will be populated by monsters. Here we have the little pumpkin area in front of the haunted house. That's fun. And to be determined graveyard. TBD graveyard for the cool kids. Oh, my hay bales, I forgot. Yeah, pumpkins do have a good leniency because they're pumpkins, you know? Oh, those are fun. I actually like those quite a bit. I'm gonna move this tree, put some more hay bales up here. Let's do boom, 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 boom. Yeah, see, that looks like a natural stack of hay bales. Can you see that, folks? Check that out. Pretty fun. I like those. I recommend those. Those are Ashland. So they have more Ashland stuff at Michael's, and it's not exactly to scale, but if you're not a stickler, which I'm not really, then you can work with it. You can work with it. All right, let's figure out the pardon. Let's figure out the town area. You guys enjoying the stream so far? I certainly hope so. I certainly do. Okay, we have a lot of different characters to put into the town section. A good amount. And we also have to save some for the graveyard. I'm kind of thinking maybe this is like co-ed monsters. Like there's monsters and there's people and they're all kind of together. This will be our first accessory because it has a very clear intention. It's made to go by the movie store. Let me move this so you can kind of see what I'm rolling with here. Can you see that? Let's go down a little bit. See, I just put that right there for now. Okay. Now we have some of these dancing guys. Suppose we could have maybe the dudes got the boombox in front of here. You know, because why not? We'll see how this goes. We also have the Spooky Town This Way sign. Usually I always stick that toward the entrance area, although it covers this up a tad. Again, you gotta find the balance of the village. I don't mind that, per se. Here we have the cart. And there's a guy that goes with the cart. If I can find him. There he is. He's a bloody... It's actually kind of creepy. Shout out to Andrew's videos. Andrew always sends me some cool stuff. Where do I want this? I want this scene to look really lively. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I move this guy back a little bit. Maybe they're more like that. I don't want everything huddled around the little tree, but we'll do what we can. We have some guys drinking, chilling. Usually they go with the pub. But I don't have the pub this go around. I think they're chilling back there, perhaps, perchance. Maybe we have little trick-or-treaters walking down the street. I actually have trick-or-treaters this year, so I can afford this. Oh, I have another dancing skeleton. Although I don't like the little concrete base on the families. Maybe I put those people back there, like they're walking out of the movie. Maybe I'll have this person, poop, walking down the street. You see, all these I think are meant to not go on this base, but I'm gonna put them there anyway. See, it's a fun scene. I like that. Also have a trick-or-treater here. But where would they be trick-or-treating? Maybe they're up here at the spooky house. Yeah, I can vibe with that. You can't see it, but I just put them right up there. It's kind of creepy, honestly. This is the first time I've really introduced human-ish characters into the display, but we're trying. We're trying. Anything goes. Anything goes this time around. I also want to give a shout out to Limax real quick because I'm going to put this down shortly. This vampire in the casket. It comes with a little screwdriver. How cool is that? That was very nice. Of course, I need the batteries for it, but it's cool it comes included. So speaking of the graveyard, let's go ahead and shift gears over here. Hope you all having a fun time. Okay, we have a few more watchers. A little more viewership. So thank you all for tuning in. I know it's an unconventional time for me. You all having a good time out there tonight? I hope so. So yeah, we're just gonna start playing around with the cemetery. The cemetery I get a little anal retentive about. Because I care, man. I care. You feel me? Got that there. Okay, gonna put the fence line right up to there. That's a big cemetery. Larger than my usual. That's for sure. Let's see how this goes. Usually the well goes out front of the house. I kind of like having the open cemetery, you know? Gives us a little freedom. I love these two tombstones. Oh, not that one. These two. They have more this year. I may have to track some down before it completely runs out of stock. We also have our fine coffins. I bought a couple of coffins this year. Ooh, and that is creepy. I think that ought to go out front, actually. Fence line. Hopefully you can all see this okay. We have all these coffins. I'd like to put them kind of around this area because the vampire hunters, I'm assuming they're going through and picking off all these vampires. Hence why this one, you know, it's not the exact scale. It's close enough, though. It's pretty close. Pretty doggone close. And don't worry, we'll get the moss and the trees and the fog and all that fun stuff in just a second. Here are our zombies. What's a good cemetery without zombies? Am I right or am I right? Or am I right? Boom. That's fun, guys. I always doubt how much I enjoy putting the village up. Oh. I just spilled my water. That's nice. That's gonna leave a scar. Okay, what is left for us to do here? Mummy guy. Does the mummy guy go in the cemetery or does he go in the town? What do you think? Your vote. Your vote determines the state of this poor mummy. I love the House of Shadows. Look at how cool that is. Look at it, how cool it is. The mummy. Should he go in? Oh, maybe he could. Yeah, outside the fence. That's a great idea. Good thinking. Good thinking, my friend. I'm gonna put the zombie gnomes outside the house. Those are always fun. We also have the little creepy twin girls, aka the Shining girls, just about. Usually I put them, yeah, we'll put them in the cemetery as well. They're pretty creepy. That is a lively cemetery. Now, we're just going to put the final touches. We have a couple dead trees. This one actually was sent to me, which is pretty cool. Let's go ahead and pop the dead trees into the cemetery, like so. Exhibit A, B, C. Very nice. That cemetery's seen better days. And now, I have fog, leaves, and moss. These really make the whole thing pop. Let's first get a little overview of what it looks like before we add all of that final touch stuff. Here is the cemetery with the House of Shadows. Look at that. There's a lot going on there. I love the little accessories. Here's like the pumpkin farm area in front of the haunted house. Yeah, I agree. It actually turned out pretty darn good. It always does. You guys always help me out real well. Check that out. I love the nightmare video. I love all these houses. We picked some good ones this year. No haunted house this year. No, unfortunately not. You can watch my update video, but I will be a part of one, and I do have vlogs planned. So don't fret too much. Okay, now it's time for the final touches, the pieces of resistance. We have the moss. Again, you can get this from Michael's. The leaves, which you can also get from Michael's. And now, where is that pesky fog? Now, the secret, I learned this secret, and I always... Where is that fog? I'd forget my own head if it wasn't attached. Just a second, kids. Uncle Hauntformer is having a brain fart. Oh, it blew away, that's why. Now, the trick to do fog is you just get... That could have ended badly. The little... sorry. We had the little battery pack fall. It's okay. Only a minor inconvenience. You get the Christmas snow, and it's kind of dirty, but it's okay. Doesn't matter, because it looks great. But first, we do the moss. And usually, I keep the moss around the cemetery area because it fits so darn well, you know. Anywhere you add this stuff, it really pops it with that nice, real greeny green all the way through. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. It kind of looks like bushes of green. Ugh. That is creepy. That always looks so cool. You see that? Like, look, that looks like a full-fledged little bush. All I did is rip it and stick it. Am I going to HHN this year? Absolutely. I got the pass. So if you're going, you might see me there. Now let's do... How do we want to do the fog here? There's that fog blowing past the mummy. That was a nice suggestion, whoever suggested that. Put the mummy outside. And we have ourselves the fog by the headstones. See, you really have to thin it out to get the best results. Really have to thin it. Thin it to win it. Because if it's too thick, it kind of looks like snow, which is sort of the intent, but that's not our intent. Have some blowing in here. I kind of even want some over here, if I might. Very, very lightly. Have the fog blowing through the city. Through the city streets. Alright, yeah. That's what's up. Boom. Fogging it up. Creepy. Eeky, you may say. Eeky. Okay, what are we missing? The leaves! The leaves! How could we forget the blessed leaves? I'm going to include a little more moss up here just to kind of fill this area in. Make it look like old green bushes on the side of this building. The leaves are maybe the best part, really. They really add a lot of color. Now, you can be sparse with it. You can be whatever. I kind of just... You have to be like, what's that meme? Salt Bay? Just kind of know what I'm saying? Now this area is going to get a lot because this is where the trees are, so I think it stands to reason there'd be a lot of leaves. That may be too many. They're also not technically to scale, but I don't care because they're just so much fun. We'll leave that stuck in the tree. Boom. That was a pretty quick assembly, if I do say so myself. It's been 40 minutes since I started the stream, and look at what we have here to commemorate it with. Now, I don't have this turned on. I have to get batteries in that, but imagine it's on. It just kind of lights up and shakes, so it's not too crazy. Even with it off, it still kind of gets the point across. Look at that. Ain't she a beaut? Now, if I come over here and I turn the blinds down just a hair, now I can show you in the dark. Ish. It's ish in the dark. It's not pitch black, but pretty darn dark. Wow. And what I love about these trees and stuff is they're always plugged in. Because I do have those little ones. You remember those ones that change the color around? Which I still could include. But, yeah, I kind of feel sad I didn't include those because I always do. Let me see if I can find them real quick. Over here. Huh. Where are they? Ah, here they are. So sorry. And I usually put more street lamps and stuff, but the problem with all of those little accessories is you have to keep turning them off and on because they're all battery powered. And who wants to deal with all that? Every time. Every frickin' time. Well, they're kind of tangled up. They're all tangled up, and I don't really fully know where they would go. There's just so much going on. But check this out. So where's the alien village going to go? It may have to be its own village because it just didn't fit with these pieces, and it's so big it would have taken up so much space. So you may be in store for a part 2 if I can figure out where to get little cactuses and a sandy base, but stay tuned for that. That may be coming. I'll answer a couple questions now. I suggest you put a black skirt around the edge of the table. Yeah, I suppose I probably should, just to cover up some of those nasty wires. We'll get there. We'll get there. I do plan to do some candy/food reviews. Thank you all for joining. I do play guitar. I play, my favorite music is like funk and kind of soft rock, I suppose. I play a good amount of spooky tunes. I do enjoy it. But yeah, let's see. I'm just looking through the comments a little bit. Thank you. I think it's pretty awesome too. So again, strange stream today. I fully admit I enjoyed being here with you all as well. I hope you enjoyed this stream. We open up the lights now so we can conclude. But yeah, kind of a different stream. Oh, that was bright. I'm turning into a vampire. What brand of guitar is that? It's a cheapo, actually. It's a Rogue. It's a Rogue. Sure, shoot your question. I need to watch Pumpkinhead. I've not seen it. And I do know that Nate guy on YouTube. Him and his son. We all kind of watch each other's videos. You said he's going live? That's pretty sick. It is that time of year, after all. Oh, we have a stray leaf on my Frankenstein magazine. Doink. There we go. I need to watch The Gate as well. So yeah, any final questions or comments before we wrap up? Thank you guys all again for watching. It's always appreciated. What's your favorite animatronic for Christmas or Halloween? Too many great animatronics to name, but I love me some Spasm over there. I also am... Shh. I'm getting the alien from Halloween costumes, and I think I'm going to absolutely love it. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned. That alien is coming soon. I have a couple more props I have my eyes on. So they may be coming to the channel. And yes, I have thought about writing classic kids' ghost stories. Absolutely. Do I plan to do more streams before October? I sure hope so. I sure hope so. I would like to do a tier list of all the props this year. So again, keep your eyes peeled. Yep, the aliens are always great. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next stream. And remember, for all things Halloween, this is hauntformer.